Hi! Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for
December 1st.
So, let's get started.
First day in history!
On this day in history, December 1st, 1913, the first U.S. drive-in automobile service station was opened in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania by the Gulf Refining Company. The station featured free air, water, restrooms, and a lighted sign for Good Gulf gasoline. It was opened all night. Opening day sales amounted to just 30 gallons of gas. That's 114 liters. But by the first Saturday, the word had spread. Gulf sold over 350 gallons that day, which is 1,325 liters. Also, on this day in 1955, Rosa Parks, an African-American, defied the law by refusing to give up her seat to a white man aboard a Montgomery, Alabama city bus. Her arrest sparked a 381-day boycott of the Montgomery bus system and led to a 1956 Supreme Court decision banning segregation on public transportation. And on this day in 1959, representatives of 12 countries, including the United States, signed a treaty in Washington, setting aside Antarctica as a scientific preserve free from military activity. Today on Word Power, we're going to talk about the word Senate. The Senate is part of our government. Every 6 years, we elect politicians to the United States Senate. The word Senate comes from the Latin word which means group of old men. You see, in Roman times, they had their own version of the Senate, which was made up entirely by men. Thankfully, things have changed, and today there are lots of women who serve in our Senate.
Ooh, extremes.
Today on Extremes, we ask, what is the slowest animal on the planet? The answer is the three-toed sloth. These creatures travel about 7 inches per minute, or 17 3/4 centimeters, when they're on the ground. Now, when they're climbing trees, they speed things up and zoom along at 15 inches per minute, or about 38 centimeters. These slow-moving creatures are about the size of a cat. They're nocturnal, which means they're awake at night and sleep during the day. They live in South America and spend a lot of their time hanging upside down from trees.
Health tips.
A person's eating habits are greatly affected by the climate in which they live. A person living in the frigid north needs more fat in their diet to help provide warming energy than someone who lives in the tropics. But no matter where you live, the best time to develop healthy eating habits is when you're young. If you learn to make good food choices now, that ability will last your whole life long and help you to stay healthy as you grow older.
We the people.
Sometimes in a democracy, people choose representatives to make the decisions for them. This is called representative democracy. The representatives must listen to the people. The people expect their representatives to make good and fair laws. If the representatives do not make good and fair laws, the people can vote them out of office. Then the people choose new leaders to represent them. Representatives in the United States and state governments, for example, are elected to office for limited terms. If the people are not happy with what the representatives are doing, they vote them out. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.